in the bottom left-hand side of the map, spawning as the blue Protoss player, the champion of the world. It is Jinner Greenwings, sOs!
And spawning in the top position of Dust Towers. He needs to win this game to close out the tournament. It is the red Terran player. It's Captain America himself. It is Polt. Dust Towers is a map that kind of plays for a standard game. 3 bases are really easy to fairly defend, but it's funny because in all these TVPs, we haven't really seen a Cyclone.
You're right, Taylor. That is funny.
And the funny thing is that usually to counter the aggression of Protosses nowadays with Stargates or Robos or War Prisms or whatnot, you would use a Cyclone. And on this map, I think especially, you might have to use the Cyclone because the main base is just so big, and you would have to defend the natural and the main base in order to defend against like such things. And the the Cyclone is a pretty fast unit with the lock-on ability, so it's the only way I figure you could defend both the natural and the main from any kind of early harass.
Now that you explained it, Taylor, I think that it is actually hilarious. I'm just kidding.
Come on, this is potentially the last game. We can do this.
Potentially the last game. An extra... we can do it. An extra gas being taken by sOs. And Polt this time around choosing to play gas as well. No gasless style from Polt. He has been playing gasless like a couple of times in the last 3 games at the very least. Mm-hmm. So we'll see where these players go with the builds. What are you thinking right now, Taylor?
I'm thinking Polt's going to stay on the single gas, not add on an additional one, and go for a Marine Widowmine drop. What you would do with this drop is not really go for workers, but you would isolate the main base from the natural, and you would slowly use the Widowmine to zone out one side of the base, and then work yourself. For example, if you put the Widowmine on the top of the ramp at the natural, you would send your Marines into the natural and kill all the SCVs or all the probes, and the Protoss can't really do anything about it because they're on one gateway and mothership core, and that's it.
Yeah, and especially because Polt has been giving out information to sOs that he has been going gasless, which is incredibly, non-aggressive. This build might catch sOs off guard, and I think that that's what Polt is looking for here. sOs will try to scout with an Adept, but notice all of the buildings of Polt are far away enough from his wall that the Adept, the Adept won't get a scout. So this could be 3 racks behind a CC for all sOs knows.
Yeah. Big thing though is sOs really needs a pylon into the natural. I guarantee that Polt, when he does, he's either going to drop into the very top right of the main base of sOs, or he's going to drop into the natural and see that there's no pylon, and it's free reign with that if he drops into natural with no pylon, because like I said, there's only that one Adept that will get warped in that will be able to attack, and with medevacs and Marines, you can micro the Marines in the medevac. So we'll see how much damage this drop does, but Polt actually does have to come and defend this depot before it burns down slowly.
Yeah, and he doesn't have enough units.
He does have a Widowmine,
but he doesn't want to reveal that he is probably dropping a Widowmine, so that might be why he's choosing to hide it. I mean, he even selected it a couple times. Now he's finally going to go for it and bring an SCV along to start repairing that bunker. Will sOs try to go for the SCV? Looks like not. He's just going to sit a little bit out of range of the Widowmine.
Oh,
here comes the...
sOs definitely can't take a third behind this. That would be way too greedy. As we saw before, the pylon is going down, but he's using that. He's going to drop the Widowmine to help zone out the Adepts, as we just saw.
And the Mothership Core as well. He might be able to get it with this Marines. The Mothership Core is going to run to his base, to her baby
DPS
pylons.
down that pylon down.
And he will, I think.
Yeah, and now he can just have free reign. Oh, he has the DPS down, and look at this. He's picking up the weak Marines, and now the Widowmine's going to get a good shot on the Adept. The Obs is out, so very fortunate for sOs, but he did take a couple worker kills, 4 to be exact, and he still has...
Sniped the Mothership Core, killed an Adept.
And he still has the Marines in the medevac.
Yeah, so a very worthwhile trade for Polt, it would appear. He is 6 workers behind, but definitely a little bit ahead in tech, I would say.
And this is a really nice follow-up with the Liberator, because essentially there's nothing to actually attack the Liberator right now. Mm-hmm. Like, there's literally no units, and I mean,
there's
actually
a
literally.
Core now, and there's a pylon. Does it have enough energy right off the bat for an overcharge? No, yeah.
Yep, but he has to bait it out.
Oh, but he will bait it out. This is GG for that Liberator actually.
Oh wow.
It was GG for the Liberator.
Now, if SOS can get some damage done with this, it'll be really nice.
Yeah, that Liberator
No units
was a
in
nice
position,
counter
though.
kill.
This is actually a pretty big deal. This is going to go uncontested. Does Polt have a semi-wall off at the natural? No, he doesn't. So these Adepts will be able to go from the natural to the main back and forth. And the Shades, and he'll keep the War Prism actually in the natural. And he'll try to force all the SCVs into the main, back into the natural.
Yeah, SOS has to shift click here between the Marines. And he is doing just that for the time being. The War Prism's gonna come over to help Micro, especially now that the Marines have been taken out and Marauders don't shoot up. Yeah, he should be picking up the
I don't know why he's not picking it up. I think he's just maybe tired.
Probably. He's been up for a while just playing this tournament. So Polt on the other end of things is gonna be harassing SOS's third base. The Observer keeping tabs on Polt for the most part, and SOS continues to do pretty substantial damage to the economy of Polt here. So very well done by him. Finally gonna shut down that drop. Is there anything in position at the natural of SOS? Both players just really going blow for blow here.
There is. Okay, he's gonna move back into the third. Yeah, it's pretty much blow for blow.
A lot of gateways just got morphed in, by the way. So I think that SOS might be able to commit to another warp in here. We'll see if he chooses to do so with a Warp Prism.
Yeah, he's on 6 gate, which is pretty extensive. It's a pretty committed attack. Like, he doesn't have to... Like, Paul sees no gases. He sees these gateways in the back way, and he's got to assume that it's going to be a huge warp in. So he really needs to keep on this warp prism, because this is a huge warp in right now. Like, this is absolutely huge. He really needed to prevent the warp prism from warping into this many Adepts, because it would
just cancel those Shades. He's just going to cancel them and go for the main mineral line instead. Polt is going to have such a hard time trying to split his army properly. Now with another set of Shades going to the natural, but Polt is going to just try to DPS as many Adepts as possible. Still, he will be taking more losses of SCVs at the natural base from those Adepts as SOS warps in more in the main. Just brilliant harassment by the World Champion right now. The Warp Prism gets taken down. Great job by Polt. That will put an end to the aggression as soon as he gets rid of this unit.
I think there's Liberator at the main base of SOS too.
Yeah, and that will deny... Wow. These guys are really going blow for blow. How many kills on that Liberator? 2 kills only. But yeah, that's actually not going to matter too much as SOS does have the third available now and will not stop his mining. Good Liberator positioning by Polt, predicting where the Adepts might be shifting in. And there is just so much going on right now. Finally, these Adepts, all but one, will be taken out. And this one might still be able to get a couple of SCV kills.
Yeah,
so how many kills does that Adept have? 3? Oh, no,
3 in a mule. 3 in a mule is... Oh, 4. What was that, 4?
I think 3 in a mule.
Okay. 3 in a mule is actually a pretty big deal, though, for just one Adept. The Warp... SOS, smart move, is actually remaking the Warp Prism. Knowing that he got extensive damage done, the only, like, if he didn't make a Warp Prism, Polt could essentially just push across the map and not have to worry about having any units in his base.
What's the Workers Lost tab?
21 killed for SOS and
16 for Polt.
So yeah, 21 to 16 workers killed. Just again going blow for blow there, and Polt's economy is gonna end up being a little bit better on the back of that with 3 extra workers and the mules. Yeah. However, he does not have a third where SOS does, so Polt feels somewhat pressured to make something happen here. Will he be able to? He's ahead in supply.
He could potentially Doom drop into the main after he baits out these photon overcharges, or he could take a straight up fight on these Adepts. Any upgrades in the favor of plus attack? No, it's just combat shields and stem. So I don't think he can actually fight into that, and that's a huge warping of Adept.
So if SOS manages to hold in the front here,
Widowmine gets
he
DPS
will find
down.
It again. Yeah, really nice job.
Oh my gosh, you can't fight into that, and he actually loses a bunch of his bio units and. Oh my gosh.
SOS turning things around with the second Warp Prism. And we were talking about this earlier, Taylor. Sometimes when the Terran player sees no Warp Prism, or when they kill the Warp Prism, they'll think that they're safe to push with their entire army. But this time around, SOS was already preemptively making another Warp Prism and already had it on the side of Polt, on the side of the map of Polt when Polt moved out. With this, I think SOS is going to be taking game number 4 and closing the gap, taking it to match point.